The Prambanan temples. Yeah. Okay, we now again will sitting in the group, try to refresh what we got from yesterday. So we have yesterday 5 topics: informed consent, safety management, product management, retention, recruitment. Today we have so many responsibility: sponsor, investigators. Yeah. How many people now coming? Are still there? Okay. Is it complete? Not yet complete. Okay. We going to divide it again into 4 groups. Could you mention 1 till 4? Okay. And then C will be 2. Yeah. Okay. Please sit to. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3, and this is 4. The first group is about informed consent. Second group, safety management. The third group, product management. The fourth group, quality management. So we going to skip the retention. Yeah. Okay, please sit over there. Farah, we have 4 groups. We have 5 topics. Shall we skip retention, recruitment? So we have safety, we have informed consent. We cover anyway today. Okay.
What do you think are the key messages that we need to now deliver? Agree and say 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 points are mine. That's how you should.
That's fine.
Right? If you put it there and you discuss, do I put it, do I don't put it?
Yeah, this will
You
be fine.
discuss. So what do I say?
These are the key messages.
What you need IMC? This is what is the key message?
Why we need IMD?
How to manage a SAE? How to manage a SAE?
Yes, that's also.
Yeah.
This is SAE. This is SAE and.
No, what is SAE? It's for about all adverse.
Yeah, all this.
Yeah.
So I just skip this.
And how to
How to manage.
How to manage
When to report, when it's offered, when to report, how to report.
How to use an audio video kind of a visual, or is it going to be a written form? In the end, the consent that you take will be in a written form, but the mode of information can be in different media. Okay, that's what it means. Right.
Do it. Don't force, the 3 points, don't force, don't induce or unduly influence. And limit and
Conformity itu artinya apa yang kita lihat itu nggak sesuai dengan apa yang kita harapkan. Performance kan nggak seharusnya ada. Itu masuk itu artinya error. Masuk dalam misalnya dia harus tanda tangan. Oh, setting standar.
A process, not an administrative act, and it's the definition is it's a decision made by a competent person with necessary information, and he or she should understand adequately and finally make the decision to participate in the trial. So why we should take informed consent? Because it's in accordance to ethical principles. We should respect patient's autonomy. We should not do any maleficence, and also do justice to the participants. So there are 3 processes. First one is disclosure of information. Then the person should understand, that is comprehend what we have given, and finally make the decision. So there are many methods we can use for disclosing. like media pamphlets, information sheets, everything. And we might change it according to the culture and the setting. And comprehension, we have to make sure that the patient or the participant has understood, and we can use many methods to that. And finally, we have to document that the informed consent is given. Here there are some legal aspects, especially regarding the age. If a person is above 18 years, he or she can give the consent unless it's not a risk, what do you call it? There are no other risk factors like any other diseases, imprisonment, like those things. And if the patient or person is between 12 to 18, that is globally, they can give the assent, but somebody, a legal guardian, should give the informed consent. But if it's below 12, they cannot give assent or consent. It should be always the informed guardian, legal guardian. But that also depends, varies according to the cultures. Anything else?
Okay, you finished?
Sorry, I missed that point. It should be taken before enrolling into the trial.
Is it the only time you take?
No, the consent is a process. Once, if there are any changes in the protocols, you have to change you have to inform the patient regarding those and get the consent for each and every change.
Okay, excellent. That's some what to call it, key message that you mentioned are not here. That you mentioned about first about legally acceptable representative. That's and then the second you talk about assent, and then also you talk about reconsent. This is not in your list, but you mentioned it. So any other groups could add something here that we also have learned, and a very important messages yesterday.
Assalamualaikum. On behalf of Group 2, I am going to discuss the key messages on safety management. So we learned why safety management is important, because it protects the patient safety, right, and well-being. And later on, we learned some terminology and what are they and how to differentiate between them, like adverse event, adverse drug reaction, unexpected adverse drug reaction, and most importantly, serious adverse event. So we know what is serious adverse event. That means it includes death, it may be life-threatening events, it may lead to disability, congenital anomaly, hospitalization, prolonged hospitalization, like this. And we also knew that about SUSAR, that is suspected, unexpected, serious adverse reaction. So, and we also knew that it is the most important because it is both unexpected and serious. And another important thing is that it should be reported to everybody. And we also learned that when to report adverse events, all these things, how to report, and who is going to manage this if SAE or these events happened, and who is responsible for this management. And we also knew about data safety and monitoring board. And finally, the most important thing is not to extrapolate. You look the event as it happened. And another thing, every event is important. Don't miss.
Okay, very good message. Group 1, Group 2, 3.
Who's responsible? You have to outline a little more. You've now bullet pointed all the points that were taught, but you have not outlined all the key messages, right? But patient management is priority, and that will be done by qualified investigators. The reason why you need to have a fully qualified team before you conduct a clinical trial. Okay, so what did you talk about reporting? Did you say something about the SAE reporting?
Should be within 24 hours.
Who do you report to?
To the regular report.
No. Who do you report the SAE to?
Ethical committee.
Imagine cells are running in a given institution. You send it to the ethics committee, and the ethics committee meets once in a month, once in 3 months. What will they do with all your reports? Who needs to get your report? Right? So you need to be very clear. SUSAR, who do you report? Who reports to whom? Who reports? No. The sponsor reports as SUSAR to everybody concerned, okay? To ethics committee, to regulatory authority, to all other investigators. So these are messages you need to really highlight. SAE report is sent by the investigator to the sponsor. The sponsor is an ongoing basis collecting and seeing whether this is only an SAE or it is an adverse drug reaction. And if it turns out to be a SUSAR, then sponsor is the one that intimates to all these parties, right? Be very clear on this process, is very, very important. Okay.
I think one more.
IAMP, there's what is the IAMP, and we need the IAMP. This IAMP has documented the process. What is we control the medicinal product. Why we need because need the patient safety or participant safety, and the we need the result of valid data, and the there's storage and dispensing. There's responsibility about monitoring and storage, and then there is a disposal of expired and non-expired product, who and when, and rules of the sponsor and IAMP. How to ensure the specific compliant. We can do some we can ensure the participant compliant with some step is from IAMP.
Very good morning to all. Actually, in our discussion, she already mentioned everything, but I just want to add something. So according to the IMP, actually the IMP is owned by a sponsor and it is managed by the investigator. This is one of the key point. Another key point is that who is the responsible for IMP? So the responsible person for IMP is investigator and or institution. And from where we can get the information for SS. So we have to read the investigator voucher first, and we have to check and verify. So this is the process, and the overall overview about IMP is that it's information, manufacturing, is packing, coverage, and coding, and after that is supplying the document. So all of this is going to the IMP, and the investigator or institution is the main responsible for this. And another key point, the last is that we have to remember the CAPA, that means corrective action and protective action. This is we learned from the previous discussion. Thanks.
Yeah.
Individual accountability and general accountability.
That's right. This is it? Okay. So you learn about the accountability. It's a general accountability, and then also we have individual accountability. What else? Additional from other group? Yes.
Another thing about the IMP, that is the who will dispense the IMP. It should be dispensed by authorized staff, and it should be approved by the approved protocol and by designated for the designated patient, and it should be dispensed according to dose, route, frequency that is documented in the protocol, and it must be documented.
When you storage,
Okay, there are some points for storage. We should maintain the temperature log. There should be the calibrated thermometer and there alarm and backup.
Needs to be stored in accordance with
Yeah, yeah, yes.
key messages. This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
You don't go into all the details. It's manufactured, it's shipped, appropriate conditions, received, accounted for, distributed,
Protocol,
then destroyed, paid for.
disposal, and SOP. Yes, and two important question that we should think about before using IMP that the Varama mentioned, that is this impacting patient safety or is this important impacting data quality?
Very good. Yeah, I think you cover all the key messages from the IMP. Thank you.
We try to summarize about the quality management. If we talk about quality management, it means we talk about a process and a data that we can guarantee that the process is good and the data is qualified. In this quality management, we have terminology like quality control and quality assurance. Quality assurance, that means we building the systems in order the system can assure that the process and data become credible. And then the quality control is main evaluation. We divide it into monitoring and inspection, and monitoring done by mandatory sponsor and audit done by independent body, and the inspection done by regulatory body. Actually, if we perform a trial, we hope that we do not make an error rate or zero error rate. But if we found some problem in this trial, so we have to make a root cause analysis, and we can use some tools like fishbone analysis or Pareto chart. And the conclusion is, if we make a quality management, we have to plan it, and then we do it, then we check again, and then we action again according to what is the result of the checking. I think that's all. Oh yeah, and once more is we have to perform CAPA. It means correction, action, and preventive action. Thank you.
JJs is already mentioned. Any additional? Yes.
We learned yesterday, that is how we will increase the retention. And there are 2 points: patient education and to make a communication plan.
Very good. Yeah. Additional